Hey everyone! So today I decided I was going to do a video on something that I think is important to all of us, and that is how to keep a good relationship going. Now, I'm not saying that these tips will be the key to success to all your dreams of having a relationship and you guys will be together forever, but I'm saying that these are just some things that are really important to keep in mind in order to have a healthy relationship. And then also I'm going to talk about a couple things that are just little key points to finding whether a guy is good or not to date if you want a long relationship, like good qualities that he should have. Let's start off with some things that will help you have a healthy relationship. I would say that I think that it's really important that if you have a problem or they've done something that upsets you, I think you should automatically talk to them about it that day or so because I think it's really important not to let things build up. That way, like, if one more thing happens after a long time, you just let out all this emotion, and he's not going to fully understand, and he's going to think that you're making up a bunch of stuff because you didn't mention it before, and he's going to feel really overwhelmed, or she, they're going to feel really overwhelmed because they didn't know that they were upsetting you in the first place. And that could strike a lot of confusion. So I think it's really important to talk to them about what your problem is so you can automatically fix it and move on with your relationship. I think the next thing would be to sit down and discuss your morals, beliefs, and standards with each other. I think it's really important, and Tyler and I did this, I think it's really important to be on the same page as far as, physical attraction and stuff like that. I think it's really important to sit down and talk about your beliefs and what you're not willing to budge on, and, your morals and your standards and what you expect out of the relationship. I know that Tyler and I had talked about, we both want to be growing together with Christ, and I think it's really important to set your standards at the same level. That way you guys are on the same page and you know exactly what you're getting out of the relationship. I know that a lot of guys our age are looking for sex and stuff, so I think it's really important to let them know that if you're abstinent, like myself and Tyler, you need to tell them, because that could strike a lot of hurt feelings or pressured feelings or just a lot of miscombobulation on how you're feeling about certain things and put you in really uncomfortable situations. So I think it's really important to talk to them and let them know what you're not willing to budge on. And another thing is, they need to respect that, so that's really important. I think it's also really important to be equal with affection. I know that a lot of girls tend to be I know all of us girls are very selfish because we always want to be pampered, and when they're not doing something chivalrous, we're kind of like, well, why aren't they? But I think it's really important for the girls to step back and look at, he's paying for all my meals, he's paying for all this stuff, he's doing these cute things for me. What am I doing for him? And I don't mean sexually or anything. I need to do cute stuff too, you need to be chivalrous. Maybe you should go by, and this could also enable him to think to do more creative, cute things because you're doing them for him. Maybe he just needs that extra push to do stuff, creativity. So, I don't know, what I like to do is, randomly stop by Tyler's house and, bring him brownies or cookies or something like that. It's just really random, and it's just a really nice thought, and I think guys appreciate it a lot, I think, well, the guys that I associate with, they would appreciate it a lot if I did that for them. So yeah, I think it's really important to make sure that you're not just being selfish and expecting things from them, You should also be expecting yourself to be pushing yourself as much and spoiling him as much as he's spoiling you. The next thing is very important, and it's don't smother each other too much and give them space. If they're out with their friends, don't be texting them 24/7, asking them questions and trying to talk to them unless they are wanting to text you. You don't want to be one of those constant, like, nagging boyfriend or girlfriends who are like, where are you? What are you doing now? So what's up? You know, just keep on asking questions because they're trying to enjoy their time with their friends. You know, they have company, and it's kind of like the same thing as being at a party and you're trying to, it's kind of like having a little toddler, like babysitting while you're at a party. Like, you're hosting a party and you're trying to keep everyone entertained and hang out with your friends, and like a little toddler keeps coming to you and nagging on your shoulder, like, hey, look at this, watch me, do this for me, where are you going, what are you doing, and following you around, and you're kind of like, okay, go show mom, you know. It's like, give them their space because you don't want to smother them and lose things to talk about. I think, like, that's a big thing in relationships is you guys, when you're first talking and you're dating it the first time, you just want to talk all the time and be around each other all the time. And then after a couple months have gone by, you're like, I don't know what to talk about anymore. We've run out of things to talk about. And that's when I think a lot of relationships go wrong and go downhill because they get bored because they don't have anything to talk about. So I think it's also important not to smother them so much in texting them 24/7. An idea would be just throughout the day, like 2 or 3 times a day, I guess, like just text them like, I'm thinking about you or something like that. Or just have a very like small talk. You know, if you're away from them, don't text them 24/7 because you're not going to have anything to talk about. And I think it's a good idea to like just have a tradition where like you talk every night and say goodnight. So you talk for like 20 minutes about your day. You know, it's nice to have things to tell somebody that day. By the end of the day, your whole day has happened, so now you have all this stuff to talk to them about, and it's just really nice, and you get to say goodnight, and that's just a cute thing. And my final thing would be to like keep your dating like interesting and stuff with them. You should sit down and plan like date nights. Like say, okay, I think we should go on a date out somewhere nice to eat, like at minimum like 2 times a month, you know, like we should at least treat ourselves to like a nice dinner or something like that, or we should go on a double date at least this many times a month, you know. And I mean, if financial issues are involved, then you can just have a movie night at your house where you guys cook dinner together or something, you know. It's just a matter of having new things to do, you know. It's all about like new stuff, of keeping each other entertained and not the same old routine. So yeah, those are just some of the tips for a good relationship. And now there's 3 things that I think are really important qualities in a guy that you should look for. And then, I mean, you should always look for a guy who has humor. You know, you always want someone funny because he can make you smile, make you laugh. So that's just a given. So I'm not even going to talk about that. But the first thing would be trust. And a way to find out if he's trustworthy is to look at his background. Like, ask around at school, I guess. Like, ask people around school, like, has he ever cheated on a girl? Has he ever, like, outed someone? Has he ever, like, sent out a picture? I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that, like, get pictures from girls and then they send them to, like, the whole world. You know, that's private, even though, like, you know, I'm not into that or anything. But, yeah. Just look at, like, his background and ask around. Do not be scared to ask around because you really want to know who you're dating, and just make sure that you've known them for a while and you really know who they are, and you don't just immediately start dating them, because you really want to get to know them on a personal level, friendship-wise. You shouldn't have to date them and then get to know each other. You know, you should already know what you're getting into. The next thing would be, look at his maturity level. If he's like really perverted and cracking jokes and all this stuff, that's probably not the best idea to get into if you want a long relationship. He needs to definitely step it up and not be gross. Sorry, I'm reading this. I wrote some notes down. See how he acts around his family. And, I mean, I think it's really important to see how he treats his mother, because guys, there's always this whole saying that, like, guys date their mother. Basically, they look for a girl that has the same qualities as their mother, and you want to see how he'll treat her, because that's basically how he's going to treat you in the future, usually. So, I mean, if he has a really bad relationship with his mom, it may not be the best idea, but I mean, that could be due to, like, the mother having some issues, you know, so you never know. But that's just one of the things. You should look at how he treats his family and, like, his siblings and if he's caring, you know. And also how he acts around his friends. That's a huge thing. Like, just see how he acts around his friends if he's, like, super, super perverted and just, like, just not good, not a goofball. I mean, that's a good thing if he's a goofball. But anyways, the final thing would be he needs to be respectful. Like, that links back to the whole morals and standards and beliefs. I think that he should definitely be obligated to speak his opinion and listen to yours and not be rude or be like, oh, that's a stupid idea or that's, like, not cool. He should definitely be respectful of your dreams and your morals and your beliefs, whether it's Christianity or just anything else like that, just your opinions on things. He needs to be respectful, and if he disagrees with something, he can say, well, we agree to disagree, you know, like, anyway, so yeah, those are all my tips, and I hope that this helped you guys in some sort of way. Leave below a comment if you enjoyed this video, if you agree with some of the things, or if you have more tips to add to it. So, as people watch this video and read the comments below, they can get other tips too. So, yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope this video helped you guys out. I'll see you later.